Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing the final recap of Series 3 of BBC's Musketeers, and oh my god, we've got a lot to get into, so let's just do it because there's a lot to discuss. First off, this season started with a battle, and not only was it the war between France and Spain, it was an emotional war as well, because we left off in Season 2 and a character had gone to a monastery to fulfill his vow to God after the events of the ending of Season 2. And it's been 4 years and the boys went to war and the boys are now scarred emotionally, and this is great character development for the series. Oh, it was so refreshing to see everyone again. All the characters have developed so much, and you can just tell within the first episode that they were developed that much from the 4 years that they were separated in a war together, and how much that has impacted their characters. Aramis's reunion with just the Musketeers was the most heartwarming thing in the first episode. You see how all the emotions that are coming to the forefront in this scene, especially with Porthos, how he's a bit emotionally wrecked and tension is very high, but you know, as we get through the episode, the tension sort of boils and it reaches a point, and then they just bond again, and it's like beautiful and it's perfect, and it was just everything I wanted in like an opening. The second thing I want to mention is that overall this series, it felt more emotional and more high stakes than ever, and it's probably because everything leading up to this last season was set up so fantastically well. Like in the first season, the audience is introduced to these characters and we learn a bit about them, but not too much to keep it interesting. The second season is focused on fleshing out storylines that were sort of mentioned in Season 1 and just giving us a whole nother layer to all these characters, particularly Athos and Porthos, as we deal with some complex emotional baggage from both of them, which, by the way, Tom Burke and Howard Charles, props to them for portraying those two characters. They were awesome. Not to mention San Diego for, you know, portraying Aramis, and my boy Luke for portraying Diagon. Oh boy, was it. All the actors in this show are just top notch, from Hugo Spear to Ryan Gage to the women, and they're like just top quality acting done all throughout all the series. Also, with this being the final series, every plot line that the series has entered into just comes crashing together in this mix of emotions, turmoil, realization, and finally the last 2 episodes, which emotionally wrecked me, especially episode 9. Do not go into episode 9 thinking it's all going to be happy. That wrecks you very, very much. I was like, oh my god, what is happening? What is happening? No! And I got wrecked. And then I'm like, I want to watch episode 10. And episode 10 wrecked me, built me up again, and then just left me on this fantastic high. I don't know why people are saying they want more, where there is potential for more episodes, but it ended on such a note that everything was wrapped up, not in a nice, neat little bow, but everyone got their own sort of happy ending, where for some characters it was one thing, for other characters it was another, and just the show came full circle in a way. I overall felt that this season, particularly the drama surrounding the king, was particularly well done. I never really cared for the king character. He was a bit of an idiot, selfish, deluded, easily believed, you know, councilman or whoever the baddie was, and I'll get to the baddies in a minute, over his Musketeers and Treville and everyone. But in this season we see him, he is sick, and he's dealing with a lot of stuff that he didn't want to deal with. I don't think he wanted to deal with a lot of what happened in Season 2. He wanted to just keep being the happy idiot king who can do whatever the hell he wants. But now everything is like facing him up against the wall, and it's nice to see some great character development for that king. And it made me feel for him so much that this character has gone from an idiot, bubbling king to this person who's now realizing that it may be too late, and tries everything he does to make things as right as possible. He does do some stupid decisions, but for all in all, Ryan Gage presents this king perfectly. And the villains this series, mwah, mwah, mwah. The first series had Peter Capaldi as a villain, and he did spectacular. I was invested. I was like, okay, I can picture him as a villain. Season 2, not so much. Like, he started out strong, but as the series continued, he just felt for me to be more of the cartoony villain. Series 3, we got one of the most complex villains ever, and there were 3 of them. I never really used to count the Captain of the Red Guard as a villain. He always seemed to be like a minion for the bigger villain to, you know, run errands and do this, but not this series. This series, he was front and center along with the 2 main villains. And the main villains were completely different. One was just cold to the bone. No sympathy, no nothing. He's the one person you don't want to meet in an alley. He will just... And the other one, you see him be evil at first, but then he gets character development as well. And it ends up being the most well done villain redemption arcs that I've seen so far in the thing. But yeah, it was just an amazing series, and I'm sad that it's over, but like I said, if they were to do more, I would just feel like they're cashing in on the popularity of the Musketeers, because it just wrapped it up so nicely, and I felt satisfied. I felt satisfied that yes, this is not the ending, but this is how it should end, on a happy note. Because if it ended on a cliffhanger, so help me, it was just perfect. And that's all my initial thoughts, overall thoughts on the series as a whole. And as the series, I reckon BBC did a wonderful job with the Musketeers. I look forward to any specials that they do, you know, any sort of other things that that the actors are doing, because they just portrayed these roles so well and so believably that I am excited to see them in future projects. Thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry if it's a bit long, but I just need to get my emotions out, and that wraps up the trilogy of Maisie Reviews of Musketeers. So thank you for watching, and have a fabulous day. Bye!